Hello, this is Whitty Collins, and this is another day of talking about Congo. And today's subject is some needs. What are the needs of the uh, people, the poor rural people of Congo? So I want to discuss a couple things. Some of these, I listed the some of the needs. Food, income, uh, healthcare, housing, water, financial services, electricity, sanitation, info technology, and education. As I mentioned, that a lot of these uh, needs vary from not only community to community, but also from country to country. So I'm going to kind of evaluate and kind of give you a quick priority of what it's like in the rural section of central Congo, where I've been going for the last 20 years and against these things. The first thing is food. There's a agriculture area and they have abundance of food. However, that food is not long term, and I would say long term from the standpoint of they grow food and it's immediately consumed. Maybe stay around for a little while, but they have no way of making that food available throughout the once the growing season has stopped. So, simple things that we could come up with would be exciting for that. Uh, we see a lot of people starving and getting uh, different, especially the kids, during that period between the two growing seasons when there's no food available. Income. Yeah, income is across the board. If they can come up with some type of income to keep them going, that would be better. There's no industry, and with such a high rate of unemployment, that's something to be desired. Healthcare. I think healthcare is there, but is can the people uh, afford the health care? Are they scrimping based on different cultural things? Are they saying, oh, well, my parents always went to a witch doctor, so therefore I should go to a witch doctor first, and if he can't solve my problem, then I go to the hospital. So healthcare is available. However, whether that problem seems to be intact, maybe with more additional income that they can do it. Housing, they have housing, even though it's semi-permanent housing. There, most people have housing that they can. Nobody sleeps out in the open or nothing like that. Water, water is abundant, especially in rural Congo and central Congo. Even though they have to walk maybe 4 to 5 miles to get water, it's available. How do you bring that water close to them is one problem. Even though we tested the water and found out that a lot of the water sources that they were using had at high levels had E. coli bacteria in it, that could be more of a maintenance issue that people need to take care of those. So water, uh, you know, is kind of pragmatic. Definitely, if you put a well into some areas where they really having to walk a long ways, that would ease the burden on the women and the children. Financial services, not sure that financial services is something that they really need. Each one of the cell phones companies, both Vodacom, Airtel, I'm sure that even Orange has their uh, system. So therefore, they have They can transfer money. People can send money. So it's almost like a bank account also because you can do money. I can put deposit money into my phone account. That's over the network, and then I can go to any place that has uh, out a voter, I'm gonna say a Vodacom or Airtel outlet. You can withdraw money from there. So they are getting around with mobile money, and it's doing good. Electricity, yeah, electricity is probably a big issue that needs to be resolved. There's no electricity, no power lines. Even in the cities, the electricity goes on and off. And in some of the regional cities, there is no steady electricity. And the electricity is something that is at the basis of development, education, healthcare, and all those. So, electricity is really something that they need. Sanitation, uh, there is not a lot of open defecation in Congo as in other parts of um, the world, like in India and some of the other places. Open defecation is very prominent, and they've been working to try to get people to use pit latrines and things like that. Most people would have a pit latrine at their house, uh, but for what it's worth, I think it works out really well, and so we don't have a big sanitation problem as in a lot of other countries. Info technology. Uh, with the advent of the mobile phone network, you do have some info technology through your phones. A lot of things is being developed around what they're texting. The texting system is more advanced than what we have here. You can text to do a lot of things. We're just catching up with them a lot. So, but I think that's something is maybe uh, could be improved, but it's not uh, a real problem that needs to be started immediately. How about education? Education is one of those things that it is something that we need to really think about. Education. We need to look at education. They have a deficit of books, trained teachers. So a lot of schools they have schools, but the teachers are not as trained as well as they could, and then there's practically no books. So if you combine both info technology and education of books, that may be a worthy area because if you can put books on a Kindle like device that would be available not only to the teacher but also to multiple students, that would work out really well. Also, it doesn't have to be a full-fledged Kindle, even though they're in the less, you can get them for less than $100, but you can either also put them on a what they call a Raspberry Pi, and that would work out really well also. So the use of books and for education, electronic books for education would solve a lot of problems. So that's my quick rundown of those areas, those 10 areas. And so, like I say, I think number one is you want to look at that's definitely a need is electricity, and electricity in the form of solar power. Uh, uh, Congo gets about 12 hours a day, 365 days a year. So I think solar power has a big potential there. If we can get it made locally and distributed throughout the country, it would be great. Um, Also, if we really want to think about food, food will be something where if we can somehow produce food to be saved over a longer period of time, that would also be good. So those are my ideas. If you have any ideas, please drop them in the chat, and also other things that I did not mention. Please drop those in. I would appreciate it. And we're going to keep on walking down this path of social business for quite a while. I think it's exciting. I think it's something that really look forward to in the next year. Thank you so much, and we will talk with you later. Have a blessed day.